Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome. I am Kira, a romantic ace, and welcome to this speed build. So this is happening because I was on stream on Friday playing with the new pack, Snowy Escape, and I put my sim in the starter home that was originally on this lot, 243 Wakabamori. This is the like cool, slick, modern home with all the platforms. And I realized, to my shock and horror, after I'd already moved in, that it does not have a computer. And my sim was a freelance programmer. The freelancer career is now fixed, by the way, so that's good. But it's really hard to be a freelance programmer without a computer on site. So I decided to build another starter home that would have some more skill building items, because on this lot, the only skill building items you have, apart from, like, obviously your kitchen, which is a skill, your cooking skill, are a bonsai tree and the bookcase, which the bookcase is great for the most part. You can build a lot of skills just by reading books, and for the most part, it's probably the most economical way for your sim first starting out. Like, a chess table, for example, is really expensive. A book on logic is not. However, so many careers require you to use a computer to do things. For instance, the business career, I think the salary person career also requires it. In the early stages, like some of the careers from island living, like conservationist, require it. Require you to have a computer and to do things on the computer. So really, in this day and age, a sim starter home needs to include at the bare minimum a computer. So that was my big goal for this. And this is actually, the reason this is so short is that this is a rebuild. So the first build that I did on this lot that I filmed just ended up looking really boring. The facade was boring. It wasn't anything special, and it was a lot longer. And so then I did a second build without filming it that looks very much like this one, and was really bummed that I hadn't filmed it because it came out looking so cute. So this is a rebuild of that same build, but I did some tweaks. Like, now I have this blue tile on the roof instead because I still wanted this house to look a little bit different from the other houses in the neighborhood. So where that modern build stood out quite a lot, this one is kind of just the in-between, which is a thing that doesn't necessarily exist in Japanese style architecture. From the research that I did quickly just to see what sort of roof lines and stuff I should be using, it kind of looks like it's an all or nothing thing. You are either super traditional with your architecture or you are super modern. Like, there is no transitional style really in Japanese architecture, which, you know, fair enough. But you can see here, I'm just kind of twiddling with the floor plan to try to get it to match what I originally had. And my first mistake on the old build was just making everything the same color on the exterior. So you can see here, I'm taking a page out of the build that was originally on this lot and using some of these new wall textures from the pack to just, you know, make those bump outs stand out more and make it look less flat and all like monotone. I really love the build stuff from this new pack. I think the textures are beautiful. This kind of worn wood grain that I'm using, you can see it on the stairs and on the windows, is just so pretty. And then they have it matching in this wall texture that I use, which really reminds me of the wall texture that we had in my house growing up. So some of you might remember that I grew up in an old house that was built off of an old homestead cabin. And it was renovated sometime in the 1970s. So what we had was this plaster on the wall with these big beams that looked a lot like that was a little bit higher than a chair rail. And they were this dark brown. And it looks a lot like that. So it's like that, except the beam would be lower around the room. And you can see here the kitchen. I still wanted to use a lot of stuff from the new pack wherever I could. So actually this kotatsu table, for instance, I couldn't really make a cheaper 4-person dining table than the 400 simoleons that's worth. So I was really happy to use that there. Also, I just love the idea of heated dining tables, like a heated dining chair. Oh, so cozy. And then I really love that new stove from the new pack. It's a little pricey, but I wanted to use it here anyway, just so that this wasn't just a base game house that happened to have some stuff from the new pack in it. And like this bed is so pretty, but the nightstands from this pack don't work quite as well. I couldn't get a table lamp to slot to the one that is like actually kind of supposed to be a nightstand. I couldn't get a table lamp to slot to it. And, you know, yes, I have my OMSP shelf. I could just make it fit, but it's kind of weird that, and it's also lower in height, I think is why it doesn't snap. It's lower in height. It's really odd to me. But I also really love this new open shower that they gave us. It is very comparable in price to the one from Discovery University. It's only about 25 simoleons more if you haven't used it yet. But it's a lot more reliable. So I think that's going to be super useful for people, like if you have tiny living and you use that open shower to do the super tiny bathrooms in micro homes. I think that will go a long way. And then the fact now that you can use these shoe racks to tell people to take off their shoes. So this pack does come with a special object, a sign that you can put up. And from there you can toggle whether people are allowed to wear shoes inside your house or not. But not every build calls for having a sign in it, right? Even though it's something that I would probably have, it's not something that everybody would have. But what I've been doing for a long time is putting shoe racks in my builds to kind of communicate that people would take their shoes off, and you can use the shoe racks to do that now, which I think is really cool. I also wanted to have a lot more skill building items in this, so I have a couple of planter pots. I also left you some flowers on the counter if you want to turn around and plant flowers right away. There's also both the chess table and the computer upstairs, and the bookcase, the original bookcase that this would have come with. So there's a lot of things to help your Sims starting out now, which I think is very nice. Because also, like, the chess table can be used for fun, as well as the logic skill can also be used for social. You know, you can sit and play a game with somebody. So I find the chess table very, very useful. Also, it just kind of feels like something that would go in a house like this. But here I am resorting to debug landscaping just to finish up the exterior here. We get some really nice debug landscaping with this. We get the new trees, the new pine tree and the new red leaf tree. We also get this gigantic, huge, beautiful, gorgeous tree, kind of like the ones from Willow Creek, but with different texture on them. You'll see me put it in at the very end. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And then also these new hanging vines, which I have not seen yet if they change color with the seasons. I'll have to play with them a little bit, but I love them. I think they look a little bit nicer scaled than some of the Discovery University ones do. And also, like, I just like the look of it on this because it looks like it's kind of like, you know, hanging down from the and stuff. But we're just about done. We'll be on to the screenshots in a second, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is just aromanticace. You can also find it under the hashtag aromanticace. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/aromanticace to watch me stream gameplay and builds and all that good stuff. Please do, of course, help me appease the evil YouTube algorithm and leave me a like and a comment about what you liked about it. How are you liking the new pack so far? Is there anything you're super excited about seeing? So yeah, enjoy whatever it is you do between now and my next video. Catch you later.